Well, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. My name is Louie, and I hope you're having yourself a fantastic day. Today, we're going to talk about price points, the cost of Spider-Man, the cost of having Final Fantasy in your Magic the Gathering game. We're going to talk about the new MSRP and the cost of these products coming out. I want to start this way by saying everything changes, and we have seen over the last 10 years a lot of price changes, a lot of product changes, and I don't know what 10 years from now is going to look like for the cost of a Magic the Gathering box. So today I'm going to do my best to really hone into what is happening now and not as much as what has happened in the past. But we have seen this new change with Wizards of the Coast, where all these Universes Beyond sets, so your Spider-Man and your Final Fantasy, are now standard legal sets. In the past, these kind of specialty sets, like Lord of the Rings, like Fallout, were specialty sets that were not, they weren't part of the standard legality, and they were considered higher power level. Almost like a Modern Horizons 3, right? The consumer was willing to pay more because they felt like they were going to get higher power cards, better, new staples for new formats, or the modern format, and that justified a increase in the price of the booster box. Now, though, all these specialty sets, Final Fantasy, Spider-Man, are standard legal. So you don't know as a consumer, is this going to be a high-powered set like Modern Horizons 3, like Lord of the Rings was? Or are these sets going to be your typical standard level, power level, where cards are fun, but don't really have a significant impact on the Eternal formats, on the Commander formats, and on those different things? And mixed into that is this price increase that they have done, that we are now seeing for Spider-Man, the same thing. We kind of anticipated it for Final Fantasy, but we're now seeing for Spider-Man that it's the same price point, that a booster pack, they also added MSRP, we'll talk about that in a second, but a booster pack is supposed to sell for $7 a pack, or $210 for the 30-pack booster box, which is crazy to me because I remember, and maybe I'm just a boomer and old, but I remember paying $110 at a store for 36 packs. Like, it has doubled in price, and you're getting less packs from 10 years ago when I was actively, being a consumer, even 5 years ago when I was a consumer and didn't have a store, and that kind of thing. And on top of that, we don't know if the power level of these cards is created for standard, which doesn't seem like it sells packs, doesn't seem like people are that excited for the format. I know Wizards is trying to push it. We don't know if the cards are created for standard or if the cards are created for the legacy, eternal formats like Commander and that kind of thing. So this is kind of a wild world. I know what Wizards is trying to do, and I think one of the problems is they have the cost of the IP, and they're pushing the cost of the IP. The cost of doing Final Fantasy and the cost of doing Spider-Man gets pushed to the consumer, right? You get to pay more for your pack so that you have Spider-Man or so that you have Final Fantasy in your game. Now, I know a lot of you don't want that, but a lot of people do, and a lot of people are excited about that. And there will be a significant amount of people who just say, I don't care about the price. I'm excited for Spider-Man. I'm excited for Final Fantasy. And the market will kind of accept the price. This video is in no way trying to say that the market is not going to accept the price point. Anybody who says the market is not going to accept the price point, go back and watch some of the videos in the world of Magic the Gathering when they did the Double Masters VIP packs, which were like $100. You got one pack, like 25 cards for $100. Go back and watch that if you want to see how people don't care. They will spend whatever, and Wizards knows that. But my concern is the cost of entry for these things that seem like the power level might not be up to par with the Modern Horizons series. So the cost, so let's go to MSRP. MSRP, like there's no legality to us charging MSRP. We can charge whatever we want for products from a store perspective. But distribution basically sets the price based on what MSRP is when there's an MSRP. And so we are seeing for Final Fantasy, for Spider-Man, they're priced the same compared to Tarkir, which is priced lower. And they are priced at basically what Modern Horizons 3 was, basically what Lord of the Rings was in terms of the price of the booster pack, the collector pack, the whatever. And that's crazy. Like those were, the hype releases of those were massive. And a lot of that was driven, again, by are these cards going to be powerful? Everybody felt like the answer was yes, these cards are going to be super powerful. But the problem is if you print powerful cards like that into standard, how does that affect the format? Are you going to be able to put the power level that you need to sell an increased price booster pack into a format that's supposed to be lower power level, calmer play, that kind of thing? And that's the question I think I have for these. There's no doubt in my mind that this stuff is going to sell really well. The hype is really built up, especially Final Fantasy. I think people are a little disappointed with Spider-Man that there's not commander decks. If I were a betting man, I would say we might see some sort of Commander Spider-Man Secret Lair deck. We haven't seen a Secret Lair IP crossover Commander deck yet, and I feel like it would line up pretty well with that. So I think people might get their Commander deck that they're wanting. I was honestly very surprised about that. It actually kind of works better though, because one of the frustrations I have with the current Magic lineup is in order to get the Commander cards out of like the Final Fantasy set, you either have to buy the Commander decks, which is a decent entry point. They're a little bit more expensive on this release, or you have to buy a collector pack. And the collector pack, the price of entry is really expensive for either of those things. So you're looking at a Commander deck's going to be $70, something like that. And a booster pack of Final Fantasy at MSRP is $39 or $38. The price, the entry point to try to open some packs and get that card you want is a little high. This is why Magic, you just buy the singles. At the end of the day, just buy the singles. Sorry, let's go back to this idea though. If the power level of these cards isn't increased, then we're going to see a big issue in terms of consumers accepting the price points that they are trying to push out onto stores and then in turn onto the community. That's the one problem. The second side of that problem is if they push the power level of these sets in order to help sell the packs, now you've pushed the power level standard, so now you have to make Tarkir more powerful. You have to make Edge of Eternities more powerful. You have to continue to scale the power level. This is like a new version of power creep that comes from them having to raise the price of the booster pack because of the IP, and then in turn having to raise the power level to match that pack price, and then in turn they're going to have to raise the power level of other sets in order to continue to sell the regular Magic IP sets. So that's my big concern with this set. If I were a consumer, I would be really, really watching the spoilers to kind of wait and evaluate where the power level is for this stuff. And man, if I was a standard player, I'd be really worried about how fast this is going to scale up. But let me know your thoughts on Final Fantasy, on the price points. $7 a pack for Spider-Man on the play boosters. Same thing with Final Fantasy. $38 for a collector pack. That's $456 for a collector box is what they want the price to be. You look at Lord of the Rings and you see like an $800 Lord of the Rings collector pack or box. You see, Modern Horizons at like $380. I think they can do it, but I am concerned that the power level is just not going to be there because of the standard stuff. So let me know your thoughts, and also let me know your thoughts on no commander in Spider-Man. Have yourself a great day. Be kind to the people around you. We'll see you guys next video.